Doing that, I'm going to talk to our next guest, who is a young man named Jackson. Jackson, how are you doing?
Good.
Good? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing great. All right, fantastic. All right. Jackson and mom, Ingrid, dad, Jim, and brothers Charlie and William are here as well. So they brought the whole family with us. But thank you very much for doing that. We love it. Now, Jackson and dad or mom, you guys can interject. Any of you can interject. You have or had what's called a Ewings sarcoma.
Yep.
Can you tell us what a Ewings sarcoma is? It pronounced Ewing?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ewings.
Like J.R. Ewing?
Yes.
So one of the same. Go ahead. You don't know who that
When
is.
I first found it, I thought it was like U-I-N-G or something.
Where's this E coming from?
I don't know.
Okay, now I was reading that you had a pain in your leg, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. Mm-hmm. Tell us what happened.
So it was about maybe January where I started feeling some leg pain around my femur, and it, like I went to my doctor, and she thought, oh yeah, they did an X-ray and they thought, yeah, it's probably just the muscle, and so I was in physical therapy for a few months, and we were like, oh, it's starting to work, but then like over spring break last school year, it just all came back, and so after that we went to and then also one night I was just feeling, just not very good.
Yeah.
So I went to my doctor, and they took a blood test and then told me to get an MRI, and so I got an MRI. So I got an MRI the next day, and my mom was actually in St. Augustine. And
I love St. Augustine.
For a school trip, they did the MRI, and my parents got the result before I did. They had found something, and they told me go to an oncologist.
Oh man.
And then I came here, and met my doctor, and
What's your doctor's name?
Dr. Reed.
Do you like Dr. Reed?
Yes.
Every patient,
smile.
just as soon as they mention the doctor's name, huge smile. Everybody in the entire family. Now, I'm going to go ahead and describe what I have, what a Ewing sarcoma is. It's right here in front of me. What you were diagnosed. It's a rare type of cancerous tumor that grows in the bones or soft tissue around the bones. And this is a cancer that affects young men, or young men and women,
Yeah.
but mostly males.
Yeah.
Mostly males. So,
Mostly.
and it's 10 to 20.
Yes.
Have they ever just told you why it specifically picks young men to? There's no rhyme or reason to it.
No, they haven't. They didn't tell us that, and I didn't ask because it doesn't matter.
It
to
doesn't
me.
matter.
He's my main concern.
Sure.
So, whether 100 people get it or 100,000 people get it,
Yeah.
I had one person I need to worry about that had it. So
You're absolutely right. Now, Jackson, what has your current treatment been for getting rid of this thing?
Was in chemotherapy. I'm still in chemotherapy. I got a few more rounds left.
Okay. And
I
radiation?
had, radiation, yeah.
Yeah, he's finished about 7 months of chemo.
7 months.
Always inpatient, sometimes one night, sometimes 5 nights. But we've got 3 more rounds to go.
Okay.
5 nights is
And
so
hopefully
long.
hopefully we'll be done with chemo by early February.
Okay.
He's completed 5 weeks of radiation, daily radiation.
25 days of radiation in a row.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday for 5 weeks.
Yeah. And,
It got interrupted by Hurricane Irma, but
That stupid thing.
I know you got to drive 45.
then-
You got to drive like 45 minutes. Be there for 20 minutes, and then drive all the way home.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys local?
Yeah, we live in Dunedin, so we're
Oh, okay.
about 40 minutes away.
It's not too terrible.
Right, yes.
Not the people that lived in California. They
Right.
ended
Yeah,
up
we
had a family
moving
from
here.
California earlier.
Yeah, they ended up actually
Yeah.
moving here. Now, what, Jackson? Let me ask you. When you just a second ago, you said 5 nights are so long. What do you do to keep your mind occupied, to entertain yourself during those times?
Well, my aunt and my uncles, they sent me an iPad.
Oh, hey,
That's cool.
early June.
nothing wrong with that.
And when I'm here for the longer ones, I bring my Xbox and hang out with my friends.
Have you made some friends here?
Yeah.
Or you just meet people, there's a different...
Well, he can
different...
play online too, so he
Oh,
plays
that's
online
true.
there you
with
go.
his friends at home.
And I hear that you're really into flying.
Yes.
What is it about flying that you like so much?
I don't know.
Don't know?
Just doing it.
Everybody looks like ants. Those little tiny people down there. Now you got to go up in a plane not too long ago, a little kind of a smaller plane, not a big jumbo jet or something like that.
No.
Yeah,
February.
last Christmas, or his birthday is actually 2 weeks from today, and so
Happy early
Happy
birthday.
early birthday.
Well, wait, what day is it?
22nd.
22nd.
Oh, okay. Almost right there on Christmas.
Yeah, he'll. So his last birthday, we got him a flight on a
Cessna.
It's a Cessna, a little 4-seater.
Yeah.
And he was able to actually fly it for several minutes.
No way.
You get right up
so
front?
cool.
Yeah, he was in the pilot's seat.
Whoa.
And that was actually, about a month before we got the diagnosis. So it's funny when we see the picture of him sitting in the pilot's seat. He's got the biggest smile and his
Yeah.
head full of hair.
Yeah.
And he's lost his hair, but he hasn't lost his smile. So
That's,
that helps.
hair grows back. Keep that smile forever. Absolutely. And I also was reading here that you got visited not too long ago, one of your recent visits, by some pretty cool guys. Who were they?
The 4 players from the Lightning team that won Stanley Cup.
Right.
That's solid. Now, which ones were they? I'm looking at the picture, but I can't tell which ones they were. Was one of them Dave Anderchuk?
No, he was not there.
Oh, okay.
Saint Louis, Marty St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
Was, one of them, and
It doesn't matter. They showed up.
we didn't
People
live
are-
here when they won the
Oh.
Stanley Cup. So
People
that's our
are there.
excuse.
That's it.
That's still pretty cool. A bunch of hockey players showed up. Like Vinny LeCavier showed up earlier today, and that's super cool. Mom and Dad, take us back to the moment when you got the news about Jackson.
Well, as Jackson said, it was about a year ago when he had just finished up soccer at his school, and he had a pain in his leg, and it was his right leg, and he was he played goalie a lot, and he was kicking the ball with his right leg, and he was growing enormously. He was,
Fast.
very fast. He's grown probably almost 2 feet in the last 2 years, and he had a pain in his leg,
And not to interrupt, but I know that you were going through pain because of this, but those growing pains hurt, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
'Cause
we assumed it was.
and that's what
you know.
that's what the
That's what
doctor
they thought it was. Because not to interject and throw myself into it, but from when I think it was 7th grade, from the time that we started 7th grade to Christmas break, I grew 6 inches, and my hips and my legs and my knees were killing me the entire time.
And that's what they thought it was. It was
Growing pains,
They
yeah.
thought it was growing pains. They took an X-ray in early January, mid-January, and didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So he did do physical therapy, and he just wasn't feeling well. He had a volleyball game in April. He sat out the game, which is not normal because he really liked volleyball.
Yeah.
And so we took him to his doctor that night.
I was actually good at it.
She didn't. She was concerned because he still had a limp from when she saw him in January, short of the blood test. And then the next day, Ingrid got a call. I think she was on the bus going to St. Augustine from the doctor saying he
Yeah.
needs to get an MRI. And so I had to call around and get the MRI scheduled, which it's not easy to do quickly. And that night, his doctor called. It was about 8 o'clock. She was getting on the bus, going to dinner or something in St. Augustine with our middle son, Charlie. And she couldn't hear the doctor, and all she heard was, "Your husband will have to call you." And then then she called me and said that they saw something, and they thought at first it was an osteosarcoma, which is a different type of sarcoma. But I guess luckily for us, it was a Ewings sarcoma because I guess the treatment is
More treatable?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I mean, we went to the doctor thinking he had a virus that isn't going away and growing pains.
Yeah.
And the next day, it's
It's
not
complete
at all.
opposite.
Startling news, right.
Yeah,
So,
it just takes your breath
So,
away.
we found out Thursday night, and, I had to get him to bed and William to bed and keep everything together because I didn't
It's not
know what
easy to
do.
keep together either.
And so I got him to the doctor, got him in to see Dr. Reed the next day, and we were sitting in the, I guess, in the treatment room.
Yeah.
And that's when I told him, and it's not something you ever want to have to tell your child or
No.
or anybody.
Anybody,
And,
yeah.
and we had tears, and then not too long after that, we were down in getting a CT, and he had a big smile on his face again, and we're pushing forward because that's all you can do.
That's all you can do. Jackson, how are you feeling now?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
I think he's feeling better than he's felt in a long time.
Good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that I was being able to be a part of you having a good feeling day.
Yeah.
That helps a
It was all
lot.
because of the radio show.
He said it,
Way
and
too
I heard
kind.
it. He said it, and I heard it.
If anything, that's
Jackson, Jim, Ingrid, Charlie, William, thank you guys so much for stopping by and sharing your story with us. And if you could tell the people right now that are listening right now a good reason to call up and donate, what would you say?
We've spent a lot of nights on 7 South, which a lot of families up there that we've interacted with over the last 7 months do. Some go for much longer stints than we do. He's been through 11 rounds of chemo and several other times where he had to be there because of a fever.
Yeah.
And the nurses and the staff, the doctors, everybody up there has made this very difficult process much easier
Good.
for us. We only have to worry about Jackson and Charlie and William. We don't have to worry about a lot of the other things that go into this. And it's telethons like this that allow that to happen, because we're fortunate because we have health insurance, and there are a lot of people who don't.
Don't,
so, I'm guessing that these donations will
It helps everything.
help them as
It
well.
helps everything. Offset costs and
we're fortunate and we know that, but there are people who are in worse situations than we are, and so this is an opportunity to help them as well.
Well said, Jim. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing your family by and talk to us. Jackson, come by and see us next year. You promise?
okay.
All right, good. 1-800-270-8642 is the phone number. Call up and make a donation and tell them, hey, we want this to go to Jackson's family. 800-270-8642. Become our next monthly Miracle Maker. We are live at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Pete's for U.S. 1035 Cares for Kids Radiothon.